For years, families across the United States have relied on the free application for federal student aid, better known as FAFSA, to determine how much financial support students can receive for college. Yet, many people also know that the process has not always been smooth. Some students and parents have described earlier versions of the form as complicated, lengthy, and at times confusing. Others remember delays that left them waiting longer than expected for financial aid decisions. With that background in mind, an important change has been announced for the 2026 to 2027 school year. The U.S. Department of Education says that students can now access the earliest and most streamlined FAFSA rollout in history. The department explained that the new form is already online and has been designed so that many applicants can complete it in just minutes. According to agency updates, more than 40,000 students have already submitted their applications through this new system. Early feedback, shared by the Department of Education, suggests that the majority of students who tested the form reported a high level of satisfaction. Many said that the time it took to finish the process felt reasonable compared to prior experiences. While these numbers come directly from internal surveys and press materials, they provide a first look at how students and families are responding to the change. How did this come about? The department points to a beta testing period that began in early August, during which the form was piloted in different parts of the country. After a series of adjustments, the department determined that the application was ready to move forward nationally. Officials have described this as a continuation of earlier legislative efforts. Back in December 2020, Congress passed the FAFSA Simplification Act and the Future Act, both of which aim to make the federal student aid process more accessible. The recent rollout builds on those laws by implementing additional technical improvements and speeding up the timeline. Education Secretary Linda McMahon said she was proud of the earlier launch, emphasizing that it ensures families have access to critical financial aid resources sooner than expected. She noted that making the form simpler and releasing it this early in the year had long seemed out of reach. Her comments highlight a central theme. Access and timing can play a major role in how families plan for higher education. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated on changes like this that could affect millions of students nationwide. The narrative of FAFSA over the last few years has been shaped by both progress and setbacks. Previous rollouts encountered challenges, including delays that left students uncertain about their financial aid packages for months. Some colleges even postponed admissions deadlines to give families more time to receive accurate information. These experiences drew attention from lawmakers, educators, and advocacy groups, all of whom called for a system that could deliver aid information more reliably. The current effort to streamline FAFSA is being presented as a response to those earlier difficulties. Officials say that millions of applications have already been successfully processed this year, representing a sharp increase compared to earlier cycles. While exact numbers vary depending on the reporting source, the Department of Education has pointed to more than 8 million FAFSA forms submitted by spring of 2025. If those figures are accurate, they would mark a 50% increase over the number of submissions during the previous year's rollout. This context suggests that improvements in timing and user experience may be contributing to stronger participation. It is important to remember, however, that while government agencies can release figures and statistics, the true test of this new FAFSA will be the experiences of the families who use it. If students consistently find that they can complete the form quickly and receive timely financial aid information, then the initiative will likely be viewed as a significant success. On the other hand, if technical issues or long delays return, there will likely be renewed calls for reform. In that sense, this year's rollout represents both an achievement and an ongoing experiment in policy and technology. For families, the implications are straightforward but powerful. An earlier FAFSA means more time to compare financial aid offers, weigh college options, and plan realistically for expenses. The ability to access this information months earlier can ease the uncertainty that often comes with the college admissions process. It can also help schools coordinate better with students, creating a smoother path from application to enrollment. Behind all of this lies a broader story. Higher education costs remain a central challenge for millions of Americans. While FAFSA itself does not lower tuition, it plays a vital role in unlocking grants, loans, and work-study opportunities. Any improvement that helps families access that support more quickly can reduce stress and create a stronger sense of stability. The evolution of FAFSA tells a story of trial, error, and reform. The earlier difficulties created frustration and doubt, while the new system offers hope for a simpler process. Whether the hope is fully realized will depend on the months ahead, as more and more students submit their applications and await the results. What is certain is that this year marks a turning point. The form is live, it is early, and it is intended to be more efficient than ever before. By watching these developments closely, families can better prepare for one of the most important steps in the journey to higher education. If the new system continues to deliver on its promise, it may serve as a lasting example of how policy changes and technical improvements can directly impact the lives of millions of students. And if challenges arise, the lessons learned will continue to shape how future generations approach the essential task of financing their education.